having you back here with us on The Budding Entrepreneur.
Cake is a beautiful snack that controls my moods. When I eat cake, I get really happy.
Cake ni snack yote tu ile mtu anaweza kuna anytime.
Cake is a snack yenye watu wengi huchukulia time ya celebration.
Cake to me naweza kusema kuwa ni ni kitu kimekuwa baked using various ingredients.
So, cake is breakfast, lunch, supper. Yeah. Blueberry cake, chocolate cake, Swiss roll,
Black forest, white forest, blueberry. Yeah.
Kuna vanilla, black forest, white forest.
So far najua tu ya chocolate flavor.
Chocolate fudge cake. How the cake is made?
The packaging of cakes, yeah.
Mimi naona tu venye kumo attractive kuliko ingine na chagua tu hii.
Naangalia hizo cake venye hizo types za cake venye kwa display.
Decoration, from the texture of the cake to the layers of the cake mostly, yeah.
Welcome back, and now we head over to Anne's Fit Out. We're joined by Job Kiage. He is our business expert today, and we'll be talking about cake parlors. And in particular, we're going to dive into the very first question, which is, what is the best marketing channel for a cake parlor? And how should you actually get down to selecting this particular marketing channel?
When we are talking about cake parlors, we are talking about a food channel. Actually, it's not like you're selling clothes. Actually, you're selling a food substrate.
Yes.
Or rather, a food substance. Now, the only way that you can market this is by referrals. If you give somebody a good thing to eat, they always refer you to the next person in line. The next thing that we have is the invention of social media. Social media is one way you can advertise your brand. And thirdly is a smart location. A very good location, well located, people will see you and people will want to know what are you selling, and they will always come to your place.
Selecting this particular location, because then you have to really understand what sort of target market you're looking at. Yeah. First of all, how do you get to identify this target market for you to even, start thinking about where to locate your business?
Before you start locating, or rather before you start looking for a location of your business, you must have done what we call a business research, or rather a market research. For you to understand the population, the income gap of these people that you want to target, and the age of these people that you want to target. Basically, we are saying there are some things that you cannot sell to the elderly, there are some things that you can sell to the youth. So personally, what you have to do first is to identify the people that you want to sell to. If you identify the people you want to sell to, you can be able now to start now what you call your marketing process. For instance, you're going to select a location. A location must be able to bring you to your target population. For instance, what you're going to look at is how you're going to reduce the cost. Whenever we are talking about businesses, we are talking about how much are you going to make, your profits, and how much are you going to reduce the costs. So the location is going to determine all these things that we are speaking about. Number one, it's going to give you it's going to give you your image. It's going to increase your image.
So in a way, it's sort of like just creating your brand.
Yes.
Yeah, the image
Number
of
one,
your brand.
it's going to increase your image. Number two, it's going to increase your sales. Number three, it's going to reduce your cost of operation. Because if you're operating where it's very far to
your target
access,
market,
your population is going to be low. And if your population is going to be low, your sales are going to reduce.
when you're dealing with cakes, you're not looking into logic. You're 100% concentrated on the emotional appeal.
Human beings, they purchase out of emotional attachment. Way later, after the purchase, is when now they reason with logic. Why did I purchase this? How am I going to use it? Which is way past what you want.
Yeah.
The number one thing that you want is for people to purchase your products. But it's going to be a bad show for you if you are going to give a bad product way after people have purchased, because you are going to be sued. You are going to have a lot of refunds, of which is not what we are looking towards. We are looking towards selling and people identifying themselves with that brand of yours.
When it comes to the financial overview of, our good example today, the cake parlor, how do you feel people should go about it? Managing your finances around the cake business, because it's become a bit rampant and so many people are getting into it. So what would your advice on that be?
Starting a cake parlor is not that capital intensive.
All right.
It requires a person's patience, and somebody who has a vision. Finances will trickle down to how good you're going to use your capital. If you are able to utilize your capital, that capital is going to engender profits.
And for any person out there who really wants to get into this business, at least now we've brought to you exactly what you really need to look into when getting into this sort of venture.
It's finally out, Forbes 2019. And you should definitely check it out. But tonight on The Young CEO, we meet Kevin Oduor and we'll be talking about Stowelink. Let's do this. Well, so now I'm joined by Kevin Oduor, and he is from Stowelink, and he's going to tell us a lot about, well, how he became an entrepreneur and how he's actually managed to be quite successful while at it. So welcome. Maybe tell us a little bit about your journey. How did Stowelink come about? And first of all, how did you even get down to, well, this is going to be the name of my company?
When we were coming up with the name Stowelink, actually we juggled between very many names. And now part of the name that now it became Stowelink, now from our CEO who was so much liked the name called Stowelink. So he decided just to call it Stowelink.
Yeah.
And now that became the name after juggling between very many names. Let's call it this, let's call it that.
So it was just a matter of sitting down,
we sat down now
brainstorming
to come with a name that could sell, a name that could really sell the company outside there.
Why do you feel the need to have the innovation sector, or rather the innovative sector and the entrepreneurial sector?
Oh, okay, well, I must say I love the question. The entrepreneurial sector, or let me talk about the entrepreneurship, is the sector that we saw it wise. Even if we are running maybe on health, maybe we are focusing only on health, then we have also to raise a generation that's also steered towards being entrepreneurs, because that's where the world is going.
How long have you guys been in business?
Stowelink started back in 2016.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's it for The Young CEO. Be sure to check out the segment Come next week, because we'll be hanging out with partners from Stowelink. That's all we had prepared for you this evening. Have a good night.